Hi, Mark. Hi, Lee. Okay, we're showing good. Yeah, I got my IC4 today. I'm really excited, and so I'm running it. Hi, David. David, you're homesick, and I'm homesick. But yes, I don't know how many of you distinguish between the ICE3 and the ICE4, but here it is, the ICE4. My initial reactions are just off the chart. I'm running it in now. I'll have to change direction in about 10 minutes. And I said, what the hell, I'd go live. Um, so far, everything's doing well. Functions all tested out uh, positively. There's just so much to do with this. So much. I'm not running any other trains. I'm just letting this guy run in. I did not want to put him on an outer loop and run with other trains, just because I wanted to make sure I got readings on him alone with my system, and I didn't want him going up the ramp trying him in. Hi, Carl. How are you, sir? How's the amazing city of Dublin? A city that is on my bucket list. Hopefully, I'll get to it someday. But I just, I debated doing an unboxing live on camera, and I couldn't. I wanted to check it out. A lot of emotions that, and oh my gosh, what if it came in and a part was broken, a part was missing, it didn't run, and I cannot do that on camera with all the, and that would be the phone. So it came in, literally it was dropped off at my doorstep 2 hours ago. And I brought it in. I let it sit there for half an hour, debated. I was watching a couple of videos people posted. Mark, you posted a cool one, and Steve Childers posted his first video in a while, so it was kind of cool to see it. And I debated, I'll go live and I'll open it live, and I couldn't. So I came down here about an hour ago. I put it on my programming track, made sure the address was right, made sure it wasn't going to conflict with anything else on my layout. And then about 20 minutes ago, I put it, actually I had to clear some trains out of the way. I took most of the trains off. I've still got a couple of trains on the, well no, I've only got one other train on the tracks right now. The tracks are all empty. I'm hoping I didn't screw up anybody's live stream. Carl, did I screw up you wanting to go live? I hope not. 3, 2, 1. And I set up a 4K camera here, although it's only broadcasting in 1080 right now, because 4K would eat the CPU up. I looked to see if anybody had a live stream going, at least people I'm subscribed to, and because I know there's always somebody live streaming. I know there's I know there's always people online, people streaming. I just don't know who's going when. And I just check the people I subscribe to and hope I didn't mess anybody up. Well, one of my friends is live right now. So now I feel guilty. He might have even posted it, but I didn't see it. Then again, this might be out of date, so let me double check this. Okay, Jerry is online, so yeah. But he just goes on like I kind of did here. Hey, hello, folks. Rick Bailey, how are you, sir? I'm running in a train. Half an hour here, half an hour back. It's almost time to turn it around and let it do its thing. But my ICE4 came in. It was ordered January 23rd of 2019. January 23rd of 2019. But when I go to change directions on it, run it in the other way, I'll maybe show off a few of the functions. I didn't turn on the sound functions for, maybe I can. That sounds about right. I have not ridden on an ICE4 yet. This is another train that technically breaks the rule. I have not ridden on this one yet. But it's got that high-pitched whine. Well, Carl, I'm the opposite. The only trains I've ever been on are German trains. I mean, technically I've been on American trains because I went up north to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan and rode a small train to go back to this waterfall area at a park called Tequanimon Falls. And they had we took the kids on the little excursion train back there rather than drive ourselves or walk back there. We took their excursion train back there. But that's about it. You know, those little, like you might have at a zoo, or we've ridden the one at the zoo, but, and we've ridden the one at Cedar Point, the American Adventure Park, that takes you around the park, but they are trains, but you know what I mean? So I have truly only been a real passenger on German trains and Czech and Austrian. Hello, Richard. Hello, Stephen Price. Let's see. Chris is here. Yes, that is an ICE2, Chris. Astute eyes. Those old Scottish eyes of yours just are working as sharp as ever. Working as well as when they spotted the iceberg on the Titanic. Can I add another camera on this? Which one could I add? I just don't want to max the CPU out on this. I can add the other. Is that the one I want to add? I don't remember. We'll see. Oh, that's one. Yeah. I forget which one's the 11 lane. Okay, that's not maxing it out anymore. So it's all good. And one more camera. Thanks, Steven. Hey, Thomas at Split Rock. Sorry if I didn't say hi. Hey, Ray Central, you have arrived. And so is my ICE4. Good timing. After a long, long, long time of waiting for this guy to show up, it's here. There was debate when it came in, knowing it was coming in today. And actually, I took a sick day at work, knowing it was going to come in. I didn't want to leave it out on the front porch, although, knock on wood, nothing's ever been stolen off our front porch. But I wanted to do this. Hey, James Galton. Hello. Welcome in. I now declare you knight of the rhomboid table. I just got to get one more camera in. I just got to remember which camera it is. Video capture device. Let's go to, is it the... Is that it? Yep, that's the one. But it's going to flicker a lot. Hopefully that flickering doesn't annoy too many people. If so, I'll just remove it. Sometimes it flickers a lot, sometimes not as much. Well, that's the whole point, Jean Ricard, and hello. It didn't need an update. It's already pimped out. But where are we at? We're about 3 minutes away from me changing direction on it. There's still basically one camera angle where it is not on, no matter what we do. Just that one back corner. I always want to put a camera there and don't. Carl's at 96. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, if you are not subscribed to Carl here, go over to his channel and subscribe to him. Let's boost him up to 100. I'm going to turn the running sound off. There we go. Next to Hamburg Altdorf. And it goes through a series of them. Lüneburg. Celle. Hannover Hauptbahnhof. Göttingen. Yeah, that would make sense. Kassel. Okay, so it went over. Fulda. Okay. That makes sense. Würzburg Hauptbahnhof. Nürnberg. Okay. Well, Jean Ricard, either way, it's Steuerwagen first. Even you cannot rain on my parade today. Other things can, but you can't. So did anybody else come in? Hi is here. Hello. If I didn't say hello to hi or hi to hi. So, let's bring this down. Okay, so let's go to that camera for a second. Nope, not that camera. That camera. Okay. So, I'll just use this camera. It's not the 4K. Well, it's the blinky one too, so maybe I'll go get the 4K. Stay with me. Let's do the 11-lane view. Just for now. While I get the 4K camera. I should say the GoPro. me, work with me. Let me see how the angle is there. There we go. All right, yeah, that's not a bad angle. So let me eliminate some of this for now. Okay, there we go. Hey, Tim JD, how are you? Yeah, I'm moving things around. Yeah, well, the ICE simply means Intercity Express. You know, in England, you guys call them HSTs, although, you know, I mean, really. But anyhow, yeah, this is long-awaited one. It's got all kinds of happy functions. Let me bring it up just a bit. There we go. Yeah, that 4K view is always kind of stuttery. So, and there's a 3-second delay on everything, so bear with me. Dude, why are you being so difficult? There we go. So yeah, this is the ICE4. If you couldn't tell the difference between an ICE3 and an ICE4, it's basically the front end is square and flatter, kind of harkening back to the old original ICE1, where the ICE3 is very cone-shaped on the nose. Well, I got to get my other two ICE back, Sean Ricard. But yeah, this has a ridiculous amount of functions. We're at 32 functions with 8 more available once other cars come in. But let's see, will you be able to... I don't know if you saw that or not, but we got the working pantographs. There's a 3-second delay, so on that one. I'll try to bring that up. But the interior lighting is just absolutely first class. I'll move the camera down here. Come on. Fumble! Because I have got the shakes. My nerves are up. Sorry about that, people. But yeah, my nerves are up, so. But just gorgeous interior and exterior. You know, it's this plain white with red stripe, but I found it so striking. Let's do that again. Oh. I'm tickled by these little things. So a little working pantograph right below me. That's kind of cool. Just a million functions and sounds. So just various stage and station announcements. I will record those and add them over to my Dumb and Horse station. Nächster Halt means next station, next stop. Nächster Halt, halt as in halt, stop. Nächster Halt.
Nächster Halt, München Hauptbahnhof.
München Hauptbahnhof, and I believe that's the last one on the chain.
Nächster Halt, Hamburg Altona.
So now it starts all over. Hamburg Altona, so it's back in the north, Hamburg Altona. But just all kinds of fun things.
Information zu ICE nach Hamburg Altona. Abfahrt 14:28 Uhr. Heute circa 55 Minuten später. Grund dafür ist eine Oberleitungsstörung. Wir bitten um Entschuldigung.
Announcing a delay because in Germany now delays are much more common than they used to be, but some things are going on. And so, yeah, it's a very sleek train, and let's see, I got to change its direction. So let me put it back in motion, and I'm trying not to run it too fast. And we'll go to which one do we want to do? That one. We'll leave that one there while I go put this camera back where it was. Let's see how that's working. 3, 2, 1. So yeah, unfortunately that camera does get a little jittery. Yeah, Carl's channel, he does walkabouts in the city of Dublin. So if you're not from the city of Dublin and you would like to know what Dublin looks like, you can watch some of Carl's videos. He does a lot of his neighborhood and things like that, just films where he's walking. But hey, if we can get somebody over 100, we can get somebody over 100. I can crank up that speed a little bit. Then what's the camera I took out of here? Let's add that back in. Okay. Whoops, sorry about that, guys. Now we'll put Mr. Blinky McBlink camera up. Either that, or, tell you what, let's remove that camera. Let's take that camera out. Let me add a different camera. I know it's not exciting watching just one train going and I'm not babbling because I'm watching a couple of things here. But it was just, hey, if you wanted to see it. I don't know if that's any better turn angle, you still see the same old angles, but there it is. So anyhow, let me see if any chat's going on. Jean Ricard, the extra set of cars are scheduled to come out in December. So they basically give you, I mean, you know this, they give you a couple of weeks, a month from the main car. There are 4 more cars to come with it. And you can build it as a consist of 8 with the additional 3 car set. Which is prototyped if you're going to do a double 8. 9, which is the prototype single run. Or there are some that are 12 cars. So you'd buy the 1 car and then 2, 3 additional 3 car sets. So yes, there are 4 more cars available, a single car and a 3 car set. And if you're going to do the 8 car consist, the prototyped 8 car consist, you buy the 3 car set. If you're going to do the 9, you buy that 4th car. And then if you're going to do the 12, you buy 2 sets of 3 and that extra car. I'm going to do the 9, and this will be a prototypical 9. I can't see doing a 12 on my layout. Even 9 train cars are a bit long. My ICE4 is an 8 car consist. My Railjet is a locomotive and 8 cars. No, locomotive and 7 cars. I don't know if we technically have high-speed cars in truly high-speed trains in the United States. They've talked about it, but it hasn't happened. But yeah, it's been a journey, and anybody who's been on my live streams for years knows what a journey it's been. Since they first announced this, and then Pico announced theirs, and then Pico got theirs out in 2020. It was available in June or July of 2020. So they announced theirs right after Miracle announced theirs, but then they got theirs out faster. Now, when the Pico was released, the big thing about the Pico one is that it was true scale. It's true 187 scale. These are 193 and a half. This is 1 to 93.5. So it's definitely a... Let me bring my mic back here, so I might suddenly get louder here. I don't know the length yet. I mean, I know I could look it up, but offhand I didn't pay attention to that, Jean Ricard. But, so the big thing about the Pico one was its 9-car consist, well, all of it, regardless of whether you bought the 4-car basic, and then you could buy up to 4 additional 2-car sets to build the full 12 if you wanted to go with the long prototype. But anyhow, Pico's was true scale, 1 to 187 was absolutely true scale. And when it came out, it got all kinds of raves and reviews. Now, within about 7-8 months after it came out, I started seeing some criticisms that it was not as good as it should have been. That problems began developing with the Pico. Now, I know plenty of people online that have their Picos and say, I don't have problems with it. So take any complaint with a grain of salt. I just held out for the Miracle, and trust me, there were days where I considered just getting the Pico and calling it done, but I really wanted the Miracle. And the reason I wanted the Miracle is Miracle has some more functions in it. It has the automated pantographs that you can control up and down. There's 2 pantographs on this train now, and there's 1 more car that has pantographs with it. You can control the pantographs of all 4. You've got fade lighting in the car, so I can brighten or darken the lighting in the passenger cars. It's got light cab control lights that are separately operated from the passenger cars. On my ICE4, they just all light up. Yeah, Ray, the 193 scale basically allows the trains to run radius 1. That's why they do it. It allows them to run radius 1 at full speed. You can run you can run this guy at radius 1 full speed. Um, but the Pico one, you could run it on radius 1, but you'd have to keep it slow. And Merklin, and I did a video a year and a half ago for my Merklin Outsider show where I talked about the pros and cons of radius 1 track, radius 1 curves, and using the 193 scale, because there are things I wish Merklin would do full scale. Okay, I think we all would, like some things at true scale. And I did not take a side in the issue. I said, here's the advantages of doing the 193. You can have the radius 1, and you can have the small tabletop HO scale trains that a lot of people who don't have big rooms, you can still set up a tight radius track. You could set it up on a 2x4 board and run a loop, and you're good. I didn't take sides in the issue. So what happened is both sides accused me of being on the other side. I got so much flack and almost more rude emails over that than anything else I've done, because everybody was on me about, well, you don't understand about radius 1. I said, no, the whole point was to say the pros and the cons. If you only hear me saying the cons and ignored the pros, that's on you. But I did say, and this is where I probably caused the ire, I said I personally don't like radius 1. I do not have a radius 1 anywhere on my layout. Everything is R2. Now, I know Americans, and I think even in the UK, a lot of people talk about 15-inch or 12-inch radius. I've got to have at least an 18-inch radius. I've got to have at least 20. There is a diagram that explains how far across each of the different radius are for Merklin. So I do know R1 radius in Merklin is slightly different than when a UK guy talks about R1 or an American guy talks about R1. Hey, Jim, how are you, sir? Nice to have you here. It's the length scale, Ray. They just shorten the length down, so any details like the windows are slightly shortened. The width is accurate, the length. That's why when you take one of your people to put inside a train and their legs don't go all the way down, because they squeezed it in a bit. But yeah, it's just the length. So those seats where you have to cut them off at the knees because their legs don't really fit. Now part of that's also to get all the mechanics in underneath as well, but a lot of it is because they squeeze the seat so their knees would be banging into the chair in front of them because they shorten it down. So yeah, 193 is strictly the length shortened down. So the width is accurate. But the Merklin here is also much more detailed. It's got there are some amazing details on here that it's hard to show off. Maybe I'll try to, when I do my review video, because after I go offline here, I'll probably do some photographs and highlight some of the detail. And this will be part of my first new series of the Merklin Outsider, or the Model Train Outsider. Yeah, and Ray, it would have to be, since the trains, 00 scale trains are bigger, the radius would have to be bigger, obviously. Hey, Brian Finnerton, how are you, sir? But, so yeah, those of you who just come in, and why didn't I unbox it live on screen, and I was teasing about it on Facebook and even a YouTube post. I just couldn't have handled anything being wrong. If anything had been wrong with the train, I would have posted something on Facebook, and then you would have heard me cussing about it on Friday. But I could not talk myself into going live, opening the box, and setting it up live. I toyed with that idea. I thought, what the heck, let's go live, and then I chickened out. And that's something that you guys can explain to me, is I understand what they are, code 75, code 83, code 100. I understand what they are, but why are there so many different codes of rail track? I mean, isn't there one that is, quote, prototypical? Isn't there one that this is what real life code would be? You know, this is true scale to, like, if you run HO trains, is code 83 proper rail scale, or is code 100, or is code 75? Let me see if I can find my Miraklin. See if I can find that little bit. Documents and DB trains. It's not in here. It's not in here. Is it in here? No, that's just pictures. All right, which one of these folders did I put it in? Oh, toy train stuff. Yeah, that folder. Bing, bing, bing. There it is. So let me add this, and you guys can see it. So it's in toy train stuff. Okay, so let's add picture, image, boom. Yeah, we'll just call it image. Okay, browse, documents, model train folder, toy train stuff. Where are you? Here it is. So here's the geometry of Miraklin C track. So the radius is 36 centimeters, and that's what is that? 36 millimeters, 25 millimeters, 10 inches. So it's about a foot. So what is that? Would you call that a 12 foot, just over 12 foot? 360 divided by 2.54. That is the suggested track geometry. So let me delete that now. Okay, so I just deleted it, so I'm going to read back. Somebody said, hey, put that back up. It's going to be like, sorry, I can't. Well, I can't, but will I? And that would make sense. There are obviously different rails. I know my history enough to know that the gauge of rail in reality, like when they were building railways from France to Spain, they had different gauges and they had to adjust that. I know, like if you went west of or east of Germany, they had different gauges, and there were places like in Hungary and Poland where they had to lift the trains off of one set of wheels or whatever and put them on a different set of wheels to adapt to the new gauge in the different countries. And now there's a more unified gauge. Everybody's got to be different, you know. And that was the thing. HO and double O, which are very similar in size. And I don't know why the British gentleman, or the English gentleman, I don't know if he was English or British, the gentleman from the UK, when he invented double O scale, why, I mean, he did not know. They were roughly invented about the same time. And froze up. What happened? Hello, Houston. Houston, we got a problem, Houston. All my cameras froze up. All my cameras froze up. Oh. All but the Wi-Fi cam froze up. Hmm. Three, two, one. Three, two, one. Yeah, all my cameras froze. I think I put too much on the one screen, and my CPU said, okay, that was enough. I can try to redo some of them. Yeah. Okay, well, I am going to temporarily shut this down.